on your show to say that right to shelter was intended for New Yorkers who are homeless. The judge affirmed that yesterday. The mayor should end this today. He can end this crisis today. He doesn't need to cut 15% across the board in city services for the taxpayers. And I'll say this also. The work authorization that they're pushing right now, which they did grant for some, is a problem. Why? Because non-citizens would be eligible to vote in city elections if they get work authorization after just being in New York City for 30 days. That's what Bill de Blasio's law that he passed on the way out the door says. We sued to stop that law because obviously U.S. citizens can only vote in our elections. We won that decision, and the mayor appealed that as well.
Well, you do got to fight.
The mayor has to stop using taxpayer resources to fight us at every single turn when we're sticking up for the U.S. citizens in this country that we represent.
Well, speaking about taxpayer resources, I know the Legal Aid Society has teamed up with City Social Services Commissioner Stephen Bake's former. He works at the law firm Paul Weiss. This is to oppose City Hall. But, you know, again, with Legal Aid Society, they get a lot of money from the city as well. So are we essentially paying ourselves to fight the city's decision? That makes no sense to a lot of people.
That's absolutely right. And that's why on the federal level, we're actually trying to stop federal funding from going to non-government organizations that are facilitating this crisis. You named one of them, but look, there's others that are busing people from the border into the cities of their choice or flying them around the country, and they're using taxpayer money to do it. We need to stop it, and the city should be doing this as well. That's why I had a press conference the other day with Homes for the Homeless that had an assisted living facility in my district where we had veterans, including a Korean War veteran, as I mentioned, who were told to leave, and then they entered into a shady contract with the city of New York. I foiled that contract. I should be getting it any day now. I would love to come back and talk about how much they're getting to do what they did to the taxpaying citizens by throwing them out to the curb.
All right, we got to talk to you because we would like to talk about that at some point. But we got to talk about, you're in D.C. right now. You got your hands full. What does it look like?
Okay, I had to cut off Roseanne because I wanted to tell you this lady is absolutely correct. And if you'll recall, I did a story about the other lady from Cuba who said her boyfriend beat her up. And the ICE put her out, and she wanted to come over here, and she got citizenship. This is exactly what I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And Biden is not doing anything, and he's earmarking. Remember I said spending pre-taxes? This is exactly what I'm talking about. You cannot give people the right to vote. De Blasio, who's no longer in office. Adams over in New York. Adams over in New York. You cannot give people the right to vote, and now they want to shut down the government on their BS. But she's absolutely right. Only American citizens can vote. So how can you let someone give them a work? Allow them to work, and after 30 days, allow them to vote. When I said they're trying to replace Americans with foreigners. Let them come over here, let them work, and then let them vote. I did videos on this 2 years ago, and nobody believed me. Why did I say they're trying to replace white people? Because black people aren't voting anyway. And you got people like Ice Cube and Phillip and Eddie Griffin, because we aren't counted. We aren't on the census. Now, does what I said make sense to some of you people who have been listening to me? I know my subscribers say 400 or whatever it says. But I know that there's 100 and I think I'm up to 112,000 people that are listening to me. Do you understand what I'm saying to you now? Black people are not registered to vote. Our numbers are very low. That's why they keep saying we're only 12 and 13%. Now they have us up to 14%. If we're not registered on the census, they're not counting us, even though we're 80%. So I'm asking you and the poor people in this country, not just the black people, to vote for me for president. Because as president, I could resolve a lot of these problems. All right. I'm going to keep beating a dead horse because I know you're listening to me because there's 100,000 views on my channel. There's more people subscribed to me than there are people who are publicly subscribed to me. All right. But this is what I'm explaining. Have a good day. Otherwise, Americans are going to be replaced. Even the legal immigrants, we're going to be replaced. Well, I'm not going to be replaced because I'm a voter. I'm registered and I vote. Have a good day.